So in terms of understanding or learning what services you want to add onto your business, I do think this is going to be a little bit different based on every freelancer because we all here have copywriting in common, but our skills outside of copywriting tend to vary. So, for example, I'm very design challenged visually. I don't have that talent. So, I need a lot of help in that department, and I rely on a graphic designer virtual assistant. So that's not going to be something that I'm going to offer to my clients because I just don't have the knack for it, nor do I want to learn it. But I did meet with a writer this week who said, I'm really interested in design. So there's going to be writers who do want to go toward that. So it's a matter of taking an inventory of what you'd be interested in. I know for me, something that I added on pretty early on was strategy and like, hey, let me flesh out your voice and tone and create a guide so that the rest of your marketing team can use that. Let me help you streamline your brand messaging by creating a core messaging doc. And those were skills, like Tim was saying, that no one certified me in it. I didn't take a course. I read the available books. I learned just enough. And then I was able to conduct those interviews with the clients and offer that service.
I'm Christine from paidcopywriter.com. I teach freelance copywriters, content writers, aspiring freelancers how to get into the game and acquire high paying clients so you can make a full time income as a copywriter. Check out my free resources. People are loving the free LinkedIn guide that I have at paidcopywriter.com that basically tells my story and shows you how you can set yourself up on LinkedIn to land those higher paying clients. Definitely check that out. It's linked below.
So, Tim, based on that, I'm curious for you, like, what did it look like in the beginning when you're offering that new service and you feel like a total imposter? You're like, okay, I know enough about this, but I'm not 100% sure I can get them results, but I'm going to try. Because I think everyone on this call is wondering, like, yeah, I can go out and offer that service, but I can't guarantee I'm going to do a good job. What does that look like?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely a great question. And it's something that the folks that I coach ask a lot as well. And I think there's kind of two sides to that answer, right? Part of it is being a little bit strategic about what you pick. So something like conversion rate optimization, for example, really has the benefit of being experiment based, right? And so the nice thing is you don't actually have to know the answers, right? You really could just say, hey, I have an idea, let's test it. But I think that sort of approach actually, applies more broadly beyond just something like conversion rate optimization that has, A/B testing built in, right? And so what I sort of advise freelancers is to say, here's something when you're speaking to a client, right? And you've got an idea around one of these, new services, right? This is something that I've been working on a lot, something I'm interested in. Yeah, I've been seeing other businesses do this type of thing. I think it would apply here. What do you think? Right. And the nice thing about that is you don't have to sort of say like, hey, I'm an expert with 10 years of experience at this new skill. Right. You just kind of bring to the table this idea and kind of start to add some value. Right. And so, what I really recommend is when you're kind of in your sales process for, the first couple of passes at this, right, you add it kind of in as almost like a throwaway, or an additional sort of suggestion of like, hey, I can also do this, but it's not the lion's share of what you're doing. But the nice thing is you start to get experience, you start to get results doing, little pieces of that new skill as parts of projects, right? You can make it a bigger and bigger piece of what you do if you want to.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I think even with the messaging strategy that I'm offering as a service, even with that, it's not guaranteeing an exact end result because it's so based on what they tell me in those interviews. What I'm really doing is taking what they already know, what they've already come to conclusions about, and consolidating it and putting it in a format that everyone can use. So it's not super results oriented where you are offering a false service. I also really like what you said about saying, hey, this is something I've been experimenting with. This is something I've been playing around with. I would love to use this in your business. Let me know if you're interested, because that's how I upsold my clients and went from a content writer to a copywriter.
If you're interested in having templates that you can refer to in these situations, definitely go to paidcopywriter.com and look at my freelance template playbook that's available for instant download. It is such a good document to have on hand when you are navigating the freelance journey, which can be a very lonely one. You don't have people around you, or maybe you don't have the mentorship. That will help you tremendously, because it's not just templates. It explains to you what the psychology is behind those templates, and it has mini lessons telling you how to handle that situation and how to put your own spin on it for what you're going through. So definitely check that out.